Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of High School Football right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, heart of Ohio sports. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. We're joined by the Wizard, Greg Kinn, on the ones and twos. We've got Austin Rodriguez and Eric Hall down on the sidelines with us, and our overhead cam today is running by Zach Blythe. Once again, you're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant, one of our proud presenting sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Before we get to the action here tonight, I'd like to take just a small brief time here to thank all of our sponsors because, folks, without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these fine broadcasts here today, as we've got two high school football games on the docket here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. So before we get started, we want to thank Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little Hugo's, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, BENCHWARMERS Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA GRANDILLO, attorney at law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory. We are live once again here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium for an SBC Lake Rivalry matchup. Tommy, whenever Tiffin Columbian and Clyde come together, this is one of those games that I tell you, you can throw the records out the window. It doesn't matter. These guys are going to brawl tonight.
Definitely a rivalry matchup here in the SBC River Division, or Lake Division, but also these Clyde Flyers and Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes, they couldn't warm up to each other if they were cremated together. And tonight at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, as you talked about, double the slobber knockers here tonight, back-to-back ball games. And we're going to see if the early kickoff start affects either one of these two teams, as both squads coming into tonight facing a little bit of adversity after a rocky week last week in week 6.
Yeah, you're right, Tommy. Tiffin Columbian comes off a win over Sandusky. 42-35 was the final, but that one came down to the last play as the Sandusky quarterback mistakenly spiked the ball on what he thought was third down, but was actually fourth down. And that's the way the game ended last week. So Columbian sneaks out with a win, and they are here with Clyde. Clyde last week, boy, they faced that Perkins buzzsaw. And, they did limit them to just 31 points. Is their lowest point total on the year so far. But they only put up 7 against that staunch Perkins defense.
And I think the bigger story in that is Clyde losing their starting quarterback during that game, and Brennan Wilson, and then to fill the shoes of Wilson, Drake Goon, the senior quarterback, taking over for Wilson and starting here tonight for the Clyde Flyers. And, man, like you talked about, both these teams, Tiffin Columbian is the only team I know that could take a trip to Sandusky, ride a roller coaster, and not even go to Cedar Point, because that was a roller coaster of a game that had us in a roller coaster of emotions. And being able to slip away there on the road, now you come back home for a little bit more league play, be able to host this Clyde Flyer team and, try to get a big win in front of the home crowd.
You're absolutely right, Tommy. And Tiffin Columbian and Perkins, the only two teams that are still undefeated in the SBC Lake play. Now, Norwalk hasn't gotten yet into conference play, but Clyde and Sandusky both taken conference losses last week. So Columbia needs to keep that pace up because they got that Week 10 showdown with Perkins here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And a lot of people are circling that one on the map or on the schedule, but they got to take care of business first here tonight against these Flyers. We're just about ready to get kicked off here as the opening kickoff brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. We'll go through our title sponsors here tonight as our halftime show brought to you by Buckeye IT. Postgame show we brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. All timeouts tonight presented by Hope in Fostoria. Our scoreboard sponsor tonight, when we look around the area and look at all the other scores, that's brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. First downs are brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Turnovers tonight brought to you by GINA GRANDILLO, attorney at law. Weather report brought to you by SSG Inc., that's STEINMETZ Signs and Graphics. And then Lee's Floor Covering is your keys to the game sponsor. Little Hugo'S is our player of the game sponsor. Carmi's Barbecue and Grill for Calvert. Later on tonight, we'll be bringing you the instant replays. And Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery is the opening kickoff sponsor here on Heart of Ohio Sports. So, Tommy, this kickoff is going to go to the Tornadoes first. So you're going to see them on offense And I think that's the way they want this, Tommy. They want to try to get out to a fast start because in the first quarter so far this year, they've been outscored 66, I think it was 63-20.
And those the lead floor covering keys to the game for the Tornadoes tonight. Again, the Tornadoes are going to have to be razor sharp on offense, but also have that defense finally show up that has really kept a lot of opponents around. I mean, like you talked about last week, Braden Rogo, 114 of 171 passing, or last week. And then you talk about Damian Brockington's production on the ground last week with 4 touchdowns and over 100 yards rushing. I mean, that kind of offense, you kind of got to question how these opponents stay around so long.
And that one's going to go out of bounds, as it was about to go out of bounds, but Corper wisely just picked it up and went out of bounds there, as it was one of those situations where I think the return man was waiting for it to go out of bounds. And then the coverage team was coming down. He had to do something quick there, Tommy. He had to make a decision. So he picked it up and ran out of bounds. Wise decision there, because that's a live ball.
Yeah, and quarterback Braden Rogo will come out to lead the troops. As I correct myself, Rogo 13 of 21 last week for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. While Brockington had 179 yards on the ground and 4 scores and still came down to the last second to pull away with the win there.
We still got a player
Had
down
a player
on the
down on the sideline after the kickoff return. As that's what they're waiting on before they start this one.
While we're waiting, you want to go ahead and look at that video, Tommy?
Yeah.
There you go.
We talk about during a senior campaign, elevating his game through the first 7 games here. Braden Rogo, 114 of 171 passing, 1458 and 12 tutties. He can also bust out the wheels on the ground when he needs to, having 2 rushing touchdowns. And that's the type of production you want out of your senior quarterback, the Akron commit.
Of course, he leads the SBC Lake in passing yards, passing completions, and passing attempts by a wide margin in attempts and completions. I mean, he's almost doubled up the next guy in completions on the season. So I mean, he's been putting it in the air. And, I mean, Tommy, they just have had a lot of possessions on offense. You know, they're a quick strike offense, but, you know, the defense has given up a lot of points, so that allows them to get back on the field quicker. So they're seeing a lot of possessions, more than most teams in this situation.
Yeah, start controlling the tempo, and it starts here on your opening drive. As it's a beautiful night for football from Frost-Kalnow, as we'll get ready to throw it down to Eric Hall here in a minute after this first play from the line of scrimmage. 11:59 here in the first quarter of action. Ball to start on the 25.
And Rogo takes the snap, looking over the middle. He's got Corper at the 38-yard line, and Jack Corper makes the reception. And that'll be a 13-yard gain for a first down. Tiffin Columbian now has it at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to touch on that receiving core that these Tornadoes have, that 3-headed monster out on the ends.
Rogo, handoff. Brockington into the open to the 40, 35, 30. He is gone. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Tiffin Columbian. The second play of the game goes for 62 yards, and the Tornadoes are on the board with 11:30 left here in the first quarter.
And Brockington finds daylight, and Nate, that's one thing, is once Brockington gets out into open space and finds that little crease, he's off to the races. And like we talked about, Greg, you see this guy out in open space, can run over 20 miles per hour, and that type of speed, you ain't going to run that foot race.
All right, well, as has been the case most of the year, Tommy, you said we were gonna send it down to Eric right before that play, and what happens? Big play, touchdown.
Ensuing score.
So we'll send it down to Eric Hall after the extra point here for our weather report, brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink. Liam Kerr puts the extra point up, and it is through. And that makes your score 7-0 Tiffin Columbian with 11:30 left here in the first quarter. Quick start to the game here for this Tiffin Columbian offense. That's exactly what they wanted. Now let's send it down to the sideline. We have our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as I don't think he can hear me, as I'm talking to him right now, and I'm saying he's going to send it down to him. But
I don't see Austin looking at him on the
Austin's
camera.
not looking either. I think they're too far apart for the earbuds to be separated. So we'll have to wait and see if they can figure out something here.
Well, if you're the Flyers and you're coming into tonight after a huge loss against Perkins, who's just right in your backyard as well. 31-7. You lose your starting quarterback. You started off this season 3-0, Greg, and then you lost 2 of the last 3 games. And now you're just trying to find your identity. And one of the ways that you can establish that identity is getting a huge win on the road over a quality opponent like Tiffin Columbian, who's yet to suffer a league loss.
So they start out quick here, 7-0 on the Flyers as Liam Kerr kicks it off for the Tornadoes. It'll hit at the 20, and it's going to go out of bounds right at the 15, so a legal procedure will move it up to the 35 for the Flyers. All right, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as I had to find the right button. How's it going, Eric?
What's up, guys? Yeah, ready for that weather report?
I am ready for the weather report. What's it like down there? Because it was a little humid when I got here. It's an early start.
Oh, yeah, we got an early start here. It's 72 degrees, but the humidity's 95% right now, so you better watch for those cramps out there on the field tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 72, you would think it'd be a nice night, but humidity at 95%. Eric, make sure you stay hydrated down there, buddy, all right?
Oh, definitely. We got Gatorade down here.
Hopefully it's the blue kind. All right. Clyde out of the shotgun here. And a handoff to the running back, and he's going to be met and dropped in the backfield.
Is that
Talib Al Zaquani makes his return.
Yeah, makes his return in a big way.
With a bang. Al Zaquani has been missing for the last few weeks here, as the last time we covered the Tornadoes, you and I, Tommy, he went out with an injury, hasn't been back since.
Well, right there he says, hello, if you forgot, I am him.
And it's good to see him back out on the field here this week. Tornadoes, 3-man front, they bring 4. Pass out to the right side, the runner, the receiver slips right at the line of scrimmage and gets forward for maybe a yard or 2, but that's about it. A yard is all they gain. It's 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Flyers.
Cam Shortridge comes up short. As Greg, again, this Flyer offense on the verge of potentially going 3 and out on their first drive. Look to the sideline after the hard count.
Drake Goon on the season, 28 out of 57 for 206 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for a 49% completion percentage on the season for the senior. And they're going to call a timeout.
Throw that graphic up, Greg, of what exactly the Clyde Flyers dealing with. We talk about the injury last week to their starting quarterback, Brennan Wilson. Stepping in the pilot, the senior stepping in for injured Brennan Wilson. QB Drake Goon, 28 of 57 for 206 yards and 4 touchdowns. But in that game against Perkins last week, you know, one of the reasons why that was such a lopsided score, 4 turnovers in his first appearance at QB there, as he's a big, again, this is a guy who was competing for the starting quarterback job, never made any bones about not getting the starting nod, makes his presence known on the defensive side of the ball. So when he was expected to step up, a lot of these guys started rallying behind young Goon. And if I think it's the same pedigree and name, man, that's a tough family tree to be shaken out of if your last name's Goon there in Clyde.
Diamond receiver set here on the near side as they got 4 receivers bunched over here and just 3 defenders to cover.
And you see Jack Newlove.
Goon looking to the right side, and I'll tell you, Tommy, they had a mismatch on that left side of the formation. There was only 3 defenders on this half of the field here for 4 receivers. I mean, you think if you got that out to one of those 4 receivers, you're setting something up. I don't know. But the quarterback goes to the right side, and the defense was ready for that one. I think that's probably why they only put 3 over there, because they were like, yeah, we know this. We've seen this. You're only going to throw this side. Might be something they saw on film, but 4th and 6 coming up at the 39-yard line. Once again, a doubleheader here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium tonight, as we have Tiffin Columbian and Clyde first, and then Tiffin Calvert and Margaretta next here on Heart of Ohio Sports. They get the punt away, and it's going to hit down at the 22 and takes a Columbian bounce and stays right there at the 22-yard line. Coverage unit comes down and covers it, and Tiffin Columbian will take over their second offensive possession here
Well, if you're just joining us, and we want to thank you for joining us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the game. Let your friends know, hey, Columbia's starting early here, and it's going on right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live and paywall free, thanks to our great community-minded sponsors.
That's absolutely right. You know, we haven't had a chance to send it down to Eric since the STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic weather report, but we'll check in with him here in just a little bit as we got Austin Rodriguez down there with him, as well as Emily Hammer, a Tiffin University intern working with us here tonight. Brockington once again on the handoff to the 40, 45-50, cuts inside, 40, and he's gone! 20, 15, 10.
Does he have an angle?
5, touchdown. Nobody's catching him. A 78-yard touchdown run for Damian Brockington.
So if you're just joining us like we talked about, 9:05 here in the first quarter, and Damian Brockington, 2 touchdowns off of 3 plays here for the Tornadoes. That's right.
2 carries, 2 touchdowns for Damian Brockington.
2 touchdowns for Damian Brockington on the 3rd offensive play for the Tornadoes. Whoop, come inside. Whoop, get an angle on me, get an angle on me. No. No. This is geometry you can't do well. And Damian Brockington in for the score and puts the Tornadoes up 13-0. We'll see if they get the extra point here, which has been a struggle for the Tornadoes. Right through the uprights to put the Tornado out to a true 2-possession lead, 14-0 here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And Nate, I tell you, this Damian Brockington, he is just
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, we always talk about this Tornado offense not being quick, it's sudden. And that's what I mean by it, is they just, the play develops and you got a guy like Brockington who picks his moment and then turns on the Jets, pal. And in a hiccup, the Flyers have found themselves down 2 scores after going 3 and out on their first offensive possession. And it's not going to bode well for the Flyers to start this one out. They can't get something going on offense after that potent Columbian offense just lit the Flyers for a 78-yard score on their last drive.
What a start to this one for Tiffin Columbian. And it is 14-0 Tiffin Columbian. Receiver fields it at the 21, and they'll bring it up to about the 34-yard line. Ben Watt on the return.
What?
Watt? W-O-T-T. No relation, Austin.
Throw it down to the sideline cam there. Austin Rodriguez getting you the close-up view.
She does an outstanding job.
As the Flyers now goon in the gun. You see a 3-down Columbian front.
A handoff off the right side. And a nice job there by our Little HUGO'S Player of the Week from last week, A.J. Hickman on the stop.
Look at that.
Going in the shotgun. Right. Slings it out right side. And a nice job there by Jack Newlove coming up to make the stop after just a short gain.
Way to just hang on to the leg there.
Well, these quick screens, the Tornadoes get a nice read on it.
Wraps that leg up, he tries to stay up, and he says, no.
Yeah, looking like my grandma's chihuahua on that one.
He tried to get away. That was a good second effort, but he had a hold of his leg real good there. That's how you make a tackle.
That's right. Big stop there. 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 39-yard line. Goon in the shotgun all by himself. They bring a man in motion. Fake it to the motion man. Now a little quick pitch, and Talib Al-Zaquani was right there. Read that one like a book. That looked like a little play out of the Mike McDaniel playbook from last week, didn't it?
Little mix of McDaniels and Mahomes together.
Little shovel pass there. 4th down and 3. They're keeping the offense on the field here. Drake Goon in an empty backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 wing back on the right side of the formation. Receiver near side all by himself. They bring a man in motion. I think they're just reading the defense with the motion man there, as they want to see if they're in zone or man. It's zone coverage because nobody came over with him, so they're going to go with the play here. 4th and 3. Goon takes it, looks, right side, complete, right at the 1st down marker. We'll see where they spot it. I think they're going to give him enough to move it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd say that's
It just depends on where they spot
way.
it. That's a great spot.
The Columbian defense read that perfectly. They came up knowing where that ball was going to be thrown at the sticks, and you see the.
Let's take a look at that replay quick here. Let's see how close he actually was, because he looked short, but I'll tell you, when he caught the ball, he was right at Diamondopoulos.
Oh, I'll tell you,
Oh,
man.
so close.
That's one of those ones that, yeah, you can't argue with the refs on the field because it was that close.
Yeah.
It looked short, but from this angle, angles, it happens.
Goon, handoff, and the ball comes out. Al-Zaquani has it, and they're going to say forward progress was stopped. And I tell you, that happened during the Lakota-Calvert game where they had him held up and somebody came in and ripped the ball out. And I tell you, that's what you teach when you're coaching these kids. First guy there, wrap him up. Second guy come in, pop the ball out. I don't know, man.
That was.
They didn't give him any chance to really try to advance with that.
I would, forward progress stopped. I don't know about that. That was a.
Yeah.
If it was stopped for half a second before that ball got stripped.
2nd and 10, Goon takes the snap, looking left side, looking, steps up, gonna take off, picks up a couple, up to the 45. .6:24 left here in the first quarter, 14-0 Tiffin Columbian. Third down and 7. Empty backfield here. Wing back on the left side of the formation. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Drake Goon settles into the shotgun, brings the wing back into the backfield, settles on his right hip. Goon fakes it to the running back, now rolls to his right, looks downfield, has a man down deep, and Corper comes up with the pick. To the 30, 35, looking to take it back to the 50, and he is out of bounds and gets shoved from the back, and a flag flies in. That's going to be a late hit, as Corper had already went out of bounds when he took that shove at the end there. And so Tiffin Columbian going to get some nice field position here after the interception. A turnover. Of course, turnover is brought to you by GINA Grandillo, attorney at law.
Goon guilty of the deep pick here, as he just tosses it up. Ooh. And there you see Corper. Great read on the ball. Comes up over it. Now finds the sideline. Toe on the edge. And then just gets cleaned up right at the end. I don't know about that.
A little bit of frustrations there at the end.
I think he was still towing.
Yeah. It's possible.
Oh, as a defender.
Play to the whistle, right?
Yep. And after. I didn't hear no bell.
So a 1st and 10, Tiffin Columbian. Ball at the 33-yard line, inside Flyer territory. Last 2 times they've touched the ball, they've scored. Literally. 2 plays, 2 scores. Rogo looking. Down the left sideline, he's got a man. Gooding into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. 3 straight plays, 3 scores. Wow.
BG3 makes it look easy as he just comes away with a huge reception on an island. You'd think after giving up 2 scores on the ground, expecting the run here, and once again, just when you think you have the answers, Rogo here changes the question. Huge bomb down to my man BG3.
What a nice route there by Gooding. Shakes the defender, gets open, and leaves him in the dust. And the extra point is up. It is good, and it is 21-0. Tiffin Columbian here in the first quarter with 5:37 left. And we don't play 21 skunk here. We got to keep going.
Well, here's the thing, Nate, is again, it's short memory from a few years ago where these Tornadoes and Flyers, they had traded off about four or five touchdowns just in the last minute and a half of a game to close out a wild one here at Frost-Kalnow. So if you ask how many points are enough to Judd Lutz and this Tiffin Columbian squad, the answer is more.
I think that's the answer for any coach. More. Give me more. I want more. I want all the points. Ask Mike McDaniel how many points he needs.
Just a couple more.
Shoo. Tiffin Columbian out to a hot start here tonight.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else you can say there. I mean,
the game really couldn't be going any better for you if you're Coach Lutz and this Columbian staff here in the early onset of this one.
Kickoff fielded at the 6-yard line. Return man brings it up to the 25 before he runs into a wall of defenders.
What?
And is going to be down right at the 26-yard line. Ben Watt on the return. Watt?
What's a group of tornadoes called?
A cluster?
Group of tornadoes.
Tornado cluster, right? I think that's maybe. I don't know. Wouldn't it be great if people stopped touching that railing out there, Greggy?
Well, I don't know what to do.
Ugh.
Well, this far, this Clyde Flyer offense has been a cluster, unable to get anything going as they trail 21-0 here with 5:30 remaining.
Hand off to the running back, and not a whole lot of running room there. As he got maybe two up to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line.
Sean Seitz with the short arm lariat there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looked like a forearm shot to the face.
Gonna be Brad Willman on the tackle there.
Oh, you remember him last week, buddy. He got the big man rumble for 20 yards for that first down on 4th down with the punt that went behind the line of scrimmage. Heads up play there by the big man. Goon steps up, delivers it over to the right sideline, incomplete. As, boy, I tell you.
Plants that foot, forces that throw.
Manny Aller drew 2 blocks on that one, and they pushed him all the way back to about the 29-yard line. But
sideline warning?
And a sideline warning goes against Clyde. Was that who it was against? Or was that Columbian? Against Tiffin Columbian. Three receivers on the near side, one on the far side. Drake Goon in the shotgun, one back in the backfield with him.
I think this Clyde Flyer offense allows the play.
Goon rolls out to the left, slings it on the left sideline, and that's complete. Yeah. And they got the first down. First down brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments.
There we can see the first Flyers first down.
Actually, it's the second one. They did pick one up on 4th down earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Busy.
Those tasty graphics. The wizard, Greg Kinn, does a great job with graphics every week.
Well, if you're Clyde here on this drive, your main priority right now is just to cut away at that deficit.
That's right.
Try to get this back to a 2-possession ball game after this offense has scorched you a couple times. As that was Aquani coming in on the blitz.
Goon rolls out, slings it down the right sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Watt.
Nice coverage by Newlove.
Newlove and Corper both out there in coverage. Corper doing a nice job at the safety position. Already got an interception here tonight. 4:13 mark here in the first quarter. Clyde faces a 2nd and 10 at their own 39. Drake Goon looks to the sideline for the play adjustment. He's got the play call, comes up to the line, makes the adjustment, now settles back into the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side. Goon, handoff, running back, hit in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped for a loss.
Almost lost the football there, too.
Actually, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, but I'll tell you, he was smacked as soon as he got there.
Well, the frustrating thing is if you're Goon and you're called the helm as the signal caller for this offense, you know, you're looking for the play over there. You're trying to adjust. And that script, that play list ain't going to be too long. So this defense has done a nice job of keying in on what those possible adjustments could be and then picking up and choosing what look there Clyde's giving them.
Goon steps up, slings it down the right sideline, incomplete. He was looking over there for his intended receiver, but overthrows his intended receiver, Price Carter, the junior receiver. And that'll bring up 4th down. Ball at the 39-yard line and punt unit onto the field for both teams. Jack Newlove back deep to return for Tiffin Columbian.
Nice job by the Tornadoes after the Flyers started to put a little bit of a drive together. They were able to convert a few. Now forced to punt from their own 39 and be returned by Newlove. Newlove finding the sideline. He's off.
And
past
Newlove,
the 40, right around, goes out of bounds around the 45.
We're going to say he's out at the 41. Must have stepped out before he got up that far. But nevertheless, Tiffin Columbian taking over. And Tommy, the last 3 plays this offense has ran have went for touchdowns.
Yeah, and a lot of that, you know, again, can be chalked up to having a receiver core that, which all 3 of them could be a first team if they want to be. You had a first team all-Ohio running back. You had a quarterback that can hold it all together.
God, those shots are so good. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job down there on the sideline for us tonight. Of course, we'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, after this play. Let's see if it works.
Clyde gonna live.
Hand off to Brockington off the left side, and just a 5-yard gain there for Brockington. So, Eric, let's check in down on the sideline.
Eric, he is a bad man.
So how you doing down there, Eric?
Humid down here, Nate.
It's a little humid, huh?
Our camera's having some issues.
And our mic's having some issues too, I guess. You got a lot of bodies in between you and the flag there, so.
Deep ball by Rogo to Rogo. Unable to find the Brogo connection there, as that one's going to be broken up by Javen Sheffield.
All right, let's see. Can we get Eric again, maybe, possibly? It sounds a lot better. It's not cutting in and out now. It's doing that thing it used to do.
Eric, face the flag, not that way.
Yeah, you got to face
over here
us.
to your right a little bit.
There we go.
See if that helps. I mean, you do got a lot of people in between you, though. There.
Yeah, the cheerleaders, I think, are kind of causing an issue.
Yep.
Just off.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. You sound good now. Rogo looking to pass. Steps up, slings it, got it to his brother. The Brogo connection as Bryce comes up with a catch right at the 46, about the 47-yard line. So let's keep it with you, Eric. So what's your gauge down there on the sideline? 21-0. Obviously the energy level was big there for a while, but has it kind of settled down a little bit now?
No, not really, man. These Tornadoes are not backing down. And I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that they're just overpowering on the line on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That defense is just smothering that running back. And obviously with 2 touches for Damian Brockington, he doesn't do that without his O-line just opening up some huge holes down here.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job. Some road graders down there on that front 5 for Tiffin Columbian here tonight. Let's see if that continues. Thanks again, Eric.
4-yard line.
Yep.
Cam Argulis and Clark Norman on a stop on Brockington on that last play. As the Tornadoes have 2nd and 6.
Rogo, handoff, Brockington. Trying to find some running room. And there's not a whole lot there, as they call the play dead right at the 41-yard line. So 3rd down and about 4 coming up. 1:25 left here in the first quarter. Tiffin Columbian leading 21-0.
can't be checking any scores yet because there's no other games that have happened.
I was just about to say, I'm going to check around the area, but I can't do that. Yeah.
I just thought about it. As soon as the sun hit me in the eyes, I was like, man, oh, wait, it's early.
Rogo slings it out on the left side, completes it to Brockington. He's got the first down, and he cuts back inside, picks up a few more before he goes out of bounds. Right at the 31-yard line, Damian Brockington with a nifty little move there after the catch to pick up that first down. And that's what you want, Tommy. You get your running back the ball in space so he can get those yards after catch. Yak is what we like to see.
How about Yak after seeing his arm tackle? As Brockington just shoves the defender to the side, steps out of bounds, able to convert the chains.
They put Brockington in motion. Now they sling it out on a screen for the tight end, Al Zaquani. He's got blockers out in front, and he's going to be brought down right about the 18-yard line, and that'll be another first down. First down's brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments.
Not that Mayhomes-esque little wrist rocket.
The little wrist, I like that, wrist rocket. Another first down for Tiffin Columbian. Ball moves inside the red zone. We're at the 18-yard line now, 17 actually.
Closing
30 seconds left here in the first.
Just in the first.
Rogo in the shotgun, pistol formation here. Hand off to Brockington. Damian Brockington with the carry, picks up about
nice stop.
3 up to the 14-yard line. That should be the last play of the first quarter. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of action. Tiffin Columbian leads 21-0 here over Clyde. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got the Wizard Greg Kinn up here in the press box with us, keeping us live and looking good. Of course, Zach Blythe on the overhead cam tonight, and Austin Rodriguez on the action cam on the sidelines with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. We'll check in with them here in just a little bit, but 12 minutes here in the second quarter, and Tiffin Columbian leads 21-0, and they are threatening inside the red zone once again. It's 2nd down and 7.
And not exactly the start that the Flyers wanted coming off the bus here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium.
I think Bryce Riggs needs to update the stick down there. It's actually 2nd down.
Uh-oh.
He might be having some sticks issues. They need a digital one.
Pulling a Sandusky.
They need a digital one. That's the problem. It'd be a lot cooler. See? Yep. Why not, instead of they buying a brand new one of those, just go buy a digital one. It's way better. Those digital ones, you can see those so clearly from all the way across the field. Everybody knows what it is. And they stand out. They pop so much. And you don't have the issue of them, not working. Because you can't get 2nd down on the sticks right now. It's only 1st and 3rd down. Timeout called on the field. Of course, timeout's brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. We'll use this time to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here tonight. Thanks to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope and Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lease Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, BENCHWARMERS Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA GRANDILLO Attorney at Law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory.
Let's go ahead and step away for our picture-in-picture commercial break as they They're changing the sticks, Nate, because they can't get that second.
They're bringing in the JV ones?
Yeah, they can't get the second down to go to show up.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back, and while we were gone, hey, another touchdown for Tiffin Columbian as Braden Rogo slings it into the end zone.
Yeah,
and did you catch who caught that one?
They said we don't need an extra down.
And it is 27-0 Tiffin Columbian with 11:54 left here in the first half. Liam Kerr on to attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. He was 4 for 4 last week. He is 4 for 4 here tonight. And this young man has really stepped up into a role for Tiffin Columbian that for the last few years, Tommy, has been kind of empty. You know, they really haven't had an identity at the kicker position. So for him to step up the way he has these last few weeks, he's really starting to grow into this role. So it's nice to see that, you know, if they need it, they have a weapon in Liam Kerr, the junior kicker.
Yeah, Columbian's one of those squads that have a bullseye on their back no matter where they come in at or where they host. So you're going to get everybody's best shot. And when you have those tightly contested matchups, kicker's usually the way to go to get you out of those tight situations.
That's a good point. And we're getting ready to kick this one off as Liam Kerr on to kick off. Ben Watt back deep to return, along with Cam Shortridge. This Clyde roster, a lot of numbers. They got a big roster here. I mean, it's looking like close to 80 kids on this roster. Receiver fields it at the 12-yard line. As Shortridge brings it back, fumbles it, but he was down.
Yeah,
he was down before the ball came out. Turf Monster is on the hunt tonight. It's got a couple of flyers already. I think it's got Shortridge twice. A.J. Hickman once again on the stop for Tiffin Columbian. Of course, he had 7 tackles last week, picking up where he left off. As this Flyer offense takes over, empty so far on the scoreboard through their first 3 possessions. Whereas Tiffin Columbians had 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns. Drake Goon, handoff, off the motion. Oh, that was a nice looking play there, drawn up by the Flyers. As number 22 on the carry, Chancey Miracle. And that's a miracle first down.
Well, here's the thing, too, is 11:35 here in the second quarter. These drives become all that much more important going into the half. You got to cut the deficit down. The Tornadoes here, they're knocking on the door of 30 points. Once that deficit gets stretched out to that, we might be coming from halftime with a running clock. So the Flyers know how important it is to score here.
Drake Goon in the shotgun, fakes the handoff. Now looking to pass, and he's going to tuck it and run. Taking off, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds near the first down marker. They'll say he's going to be about right at the marker. Yeah, he's going to be right there, and that should be good enough to move the chains. It is. That is a UIS Insurance and Investments first down for the Flyers as they move it up to the 46-yard line. And Flyers offense starting to pick up a little momentum here as they have 2 first downs on this drive. And they got that diamond formation on the left side. Once again, only 3 defenders out there to defend 4 receivers. They had an extra man on the field, so they had to They had to pull him out with only 9 seconds on the play clock. They decide, hey, let's take a timeout here. Let's talk this over. Timeout's brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. And we use this time to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here tonight. Thanks to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lease Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA GRANDILLO Attorney at Law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. A couple new names this week as we welcome GINA GRANDILLO, Attorney at Law, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory to the sponsor list. We want to thank them for their contributions to the broadcast. As it's been a busy week getting ready for this. This has been a different week, let's just say that. Once again, 4 receivers off to the left. Now they do bring 4 defenders over there to cover, as I think the Clyde coaching staff said, hey, they're not putting enough defenders over there. Let's call a play and maybe throw to that side. And now Goon's going to keep it up the middle, and he's got maybe a few yards.
And do you like that there, Nate, where they had the 4 guys over there covering the 4 receivers? So he said, I'm going to run right up the middle where there's less guys now.
That was a play. I think that was a play adjustment on his call.
I think so.
And once again,
he said, hey, look how they lined up. I'm going to go up here.
4 receivers on the left side. Goon now looking to the left sideline for the play adjustment here. We're inside of 11 minutes here in the first half.
There you go. Going to that 4-6 now.
Goon slings it out on the left, completes to his receiver, to the 40, and he's cut down at the 39-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down for the Clyde Flyers. And that's taking advantage of what the defense gives you there, Tommy, as they only had 3 defenders out on the left side to defend 4 receivers. So once again, they're going to try to create mismatches in the secondary for their signal caller here. They want to give Goon some good opportunities to get rid of the ball and complete some easy passes to get him some confidence here.
Well, Tornadoes are going to send 4 down, anticipating.
Goon once again slings it out on the right side, completes it to his receiver, and this time just a short gain on the play. Nice job coming up on the play there by, I think it was A.J. Bonnell?
Brady Bonnell.
Brady Bonnell, sorry. There's 2 of them.
I like this tempo that they have. It's kind of like a hurry-up offense, but then they get to the line, look and see what's happening, and make adjustments. It's like hurry up, then slow down.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's because they're making the Tornadoes decide whether or not they want to do zone or whether they want to put man coverage over on those receivers.
And now they put Al-Zaquani out on the left side, and a bad snap goes back behind the quarterback. And Goon has to fall on it right at the 43-yard line. And that's where Clyde will have it with a 3rd and a mile. You're talking 3rd and about 25 here. Actually, 30. Let's go. 10, 15, about 28, 29, 3rd and 29.
And you get, like you said, Greg, you started to put together a nice up-tempo drive and stall it out with the high snap.
Empty backfield. Drake Goon in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to his left. Slings it out left side, completes it to his receiver, but he's going to be out of bounds well short of the first down as Bryce Carter on the reception for the Flyers takes it out of bounds right past midfield. About the 44-yard line is where he actually goes out of bounds. So 4th down and long coming up here, 4th and 14. And they keep the offense on the field. 3 receivers on the near side here. Wing back on the right side of the formation. Jackson Dashner out on the left side all by himself.
I thought these Flyers had something keeping this Tornado defense off kilter. Now giving it a true look over here.
Goon slings it over the middle, and Corper tips it up, and he tips it around, and A.J. Hickman comes up with the pick. Little Plinko action there for the Tornadoes.
I mean, you would have been better off dropping it.
Wow.
You would have been better off dropping it.
You're right. You're right.
Listen,
still,
the stats,
everybody likes stats.
You don't want to drop on your stats.
Yeah. All guts.
Look at this.
Some glory, I guess, here. As it might make the top 10.
And a nice play there by the Columbian defense. They've now forced 2 turnovers here tonight.
Lost their offense about 20 yards.
I love how Tommy's so much more aware of what's going on than me. I'm like, yeah, interception, awesome, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I should have dropped it.
Hand off to Brockington. And he's going to be down right around where they would have gotten it anyway. Of course, that was a turnover brought to you by GINA Grandillo, attorney at law. But that's a first down presented by UIS Insurance and Investments.
Wow, they're just picking up first down so quickly and so fast. I don't realize that they're getting 10 whole yards.
And Brock just shoots right through once again to eat up about 8 yards there on the carry.
Having an issue with our sideline camera here tonight as it just keeps overheating and turning off. So
you did note earlier that was feeling pretty warm.
Yeah.
That transmitter. So I wonder what's going on with that there.
Not sure, but we'll check on it at halftime, make sure everything's okay. Absolutely. Handoff off the left side. Damian Brockington on the carry. And he's going to be driven out of bounds past midfield up to about the 48-yard line.
Little extracurriculars there as they tried to clean Brockington up on the sideline. He was like, please.
Please.
It's kind of one of those like, come on, get off, man.
Brockington had 140 yards on his first 2 carries of the game and 2 touchdowns. So he's just going to keep padding those stats as this one carries on.
Yeah,
he's already up to 185 here in the first half.
This kid had a nice career here in these first 7 weeks.
Fakes the handoff, sling it out right side. Rogo on the reception. Just a 1-yard gain on the play there. Bryce Rogo on the reception.
I think Bryce might have ate the last bowl of cereal this morning because his brother just lays him out to get punished there.
Took the last Pop-Tart.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
If it was cinnamon, then you're not missing much.
Right, but those s'mores ones, I'm telling you.
That's pretty good. I'm a strawberry guy myself.
Ooh, those are good too. They bring a man in motion. Bryce Rogo settles in the backfield. Braden Rogo takes the snap. Handoff. Keyshawn Seitz off the right side. Has some running room. And he's going to be upended just past the 40 up to the 38-yard line. But a flag flies in right around the 44. Let's see what the call is here.
I always love when they give Seitz the ball. He just runs with reckless abandon, uses his body as a weapon. He just tumbles his way to try to convert the chains. Holding. Walk off that impressive run back. But then again, that might have been why it was impressive.
That's probably part of the reason, absolutely. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. Of course, with the sideline camera off, we're going to have to see if maybe our overhead cam can get down on the sideline and pick him up. Oh, do we have it?
It's on right now.
Just want to make sure. We'll check in with him after this play here. Shotgun formation. They bring Rogo in motion. And he settles on the inside. 3 receivers. Braden Rogo slings it out left side for Bryce. He got it, and he's got it up to midfield and out of bounds right at the 49-yard line.
That's what you like about a nice, tall receiver like Bryce Rogo is even though you know he's going to get cleaned up there, that big body, that size mismatch, it allows you to extend for those second chance yards to push it to where, again, is that incomplete or what?
No, they had a penalty, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Rogo in the shotgun. One back in the backfield with him. Steps back, slings it over the middle. He's got Bryce, and they got the first down up to the 36-yard line. Man, what a pass. I mean, that one was just on a frozen rope.
Just slinging it there.
They're the Brogo brothers, and football is a game. Ain't like the others that get all the fame. When your offense is in trouble, you can call them on the double.
No, you can't have.
They're better than the others. You'll be hooked on the brothers.
You can't do that with the Morio brothers and then do it with them too.
Oh, they're the original Rogo brothers.
Sling out. And Brockington on the pitch out to the right, and he's got it up near the first down marker, but just shy of the first down. Let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. He's down there around midfield. Eric, so let's talk about this offense, man. Kind of slowed down a little bit on this drive, but every time they've touched the ball, they have scored tonight. What's the momentum like right now on that sideline?
I'm telling you, man, we're getting an angle at the holes that this offensive line is opening up, and I think I could run through these holes. It is, they are opening up some crazy lanes for Damian down here, and they're not letting up.
Well, I tell you what, Eric, they do have a place on the cross-country team for you, but I don't know about distance runners in football. Don't really mix too well. I don't know.
You open that hole, and I will sprint right through it, bud. I'm telling you.
Talk about cross-country.
I will get lit up.
I'll
get through the hole.
Thanks again, Eric.
Running for his life. Is that? Yeah, player down on the field, Greg.
As that is a Clyde Flyer down on the field. We'll step aside quick and take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
And we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. 3rd down and 1 coming up here. Ball at the 27-yard line. As the player for Clyde is able to make it to his feet, and it looks like he's able to walk off on his own power. That's always what we like to see.
Yeah.
So Tiffin Columbian, every time they've had the ball here tonight, they have scored. And they're looking to do it again here as they have it at the 27-yard line. 3rd down and 1. 5:43 left here in the first half. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show, brought to you by Buckeye IT. You get a look at the Tiffin Columbian and Clyde marching bands. A great halftime performance for all of you out there.
Let's
talk about those.
Should just be tuning in as getting off work day done for a lot of folks. As you get dinner prepared, don't forget to tune us on right in your living room. Catch the end of this one as we still got a whole nother half of football. 5:43 remaining here in the first half of action here from Frost-Kalnow.
They bring a man in motion. That's Bryce Rogo. Settles on the left side of the formation. Braden, handoff. And that's Brockington, and Damian Brockington has enough for the first down. And boy, look at Maximus Fortney just pushing 2 Clyde Flyers into the backfield, or into the, past the 20-yard line.
Into the Shadowlands by Maximus Fortney.
He's just a mountain of a man. And one of the key contributors on that big offensive line for Tiffin Columbian. (28-0) Tiffin Columbian. 5:38 left here in the first half. Rogo in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side. 1 man in the backfield. Tight end on the right side of the formation. Rogo fakes the handoff, slings it to Corper over the middle. Corper with the stiff arm at the 10 and brought down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Nice job by Jack Corper on the reception.
Dawson Brimmer doing a nice job by the Flyers of keeping that one from going for more and a score. Look at that little bullet pass right over the middle there. Makes one man miss, forcing Brimmer to come up.
You can tell when Rogo's feeling it out there.
Yeah.
The way he throws the ball, it just looks with ease almost. Like
effortless.
Like he's just having fun out there.
Yeah.
That's what we've seen so far here in this one.
Rogo in the shotgun. Handoff, Brockington. Finding some running room, and he's got it up inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. They'll mark him at the 3.5. Down to 5 minutes to play here in the first half, and Tiffin Columbian brings in the big package here as Bonnell and Al Zaquani I'm sorry, Alzaquani checks in. Bonnell and Corper check out. And they bring in the Beef. 2 receivers set. Brockington in the backfield. 2 tight ends. Rogo settles on the left side. Handoff. Brockington up the middle. And he's going to be close, but just short of the touchdown there, as he's going to be brought down right at the 2.
A fleet of Flyers come in to make the big stop there. Curtis Dick led the charge there, as Brockington on that carry just over 200 yards here in this first half.
Wow. That is incredible. What a half for this young man. 4:05 left to go. We still got some time here to add to that lead. Columbian up 28-0, 3rd and goal at the 3. Rogo going to keep it, and he's in! Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian! Braden Rogo plunges in from 2 yards out, untouched. And Tiffin Columbian takes a 34-0 lead with 3:53 left here in the first half.
What you love about this is you almost are doing this at will. You expect the ball to go to Brockington. You send the linebackers there on the blitz, and instead, quarterback recognizes it, tucks it up, follows his blockers, Greg, and just turns it up inside for a huge tornado score.
Is there a better move in football than the old easily hand the ball to the ref after you scored? Seeing that at the end, he's like, here you go, sir.
There you go. Right in front of me, thanks. And Kerr puts it up, puts it in. 5 for 5 on the day for Liam Kerr. And it is 35-0 Tiffin Columbian with 3:53 left here in the first half. Tommy, this is the first time I've ever seen this Columbian team absolutely dominating this matchup, because, I mean, it's usually a tight matchup every time these two teams face off. So a little surprising for some Columbian fans who might just be tuning into the broadcast to see a 35-0 lead by Tiffin Columbian. But I'm telling you, this Tornado team, they're on a mission.
I would like to see an all-time in this matchup, as Flyers, just in recent memory, kind of always on the other end of things. And Tornadoes really taking care of business against a quality league opponent here in the Clyde Flyers thus far in this first half of football. 3:53 remaining here in the first half. As you see the Tornado sideline just
having themselves a day.
Yeah, there's a lot to be gleaned there on the sideline. And
there's a gleam. Kerr with the kickoff.
Of how this game has been going.
Fielded at the 10 by Watt. To the 25 and up to the 30-yard line is Ben Watt. And the Flyers will take over there. Ball is the 30-yard line. And this Flyer offense trying to get some momentum going here as they go into the locker room. Tommy, you do not want to be facing a running clock when you come out in the second half. So what does Clyde need to do? Give me a little keys to the game here. What's the Flyers need to do to get back into this one?
I think you got to kind of go back to that up-tempo offense where you're trying to get the defense on their heels, get them off kilter. Just get yourself on the board and try to cut away at this deficit, because like you said, you don't want to be facing a second opponent here in the second half.
Oh, a flag flies in at the end. And they're going to say pass interference against Tiffin Columbian.
Absolutely.
As the receiver runs into the defender, but the defender has to allow the receiver to run.
Yeah, ping-ponging.
We'll take a look at this one once again on the replay.
Yep.
Kuhn with the pump fake. Oh, boy, he did.
That ball was thrown
I was
behind
gonna
him. That's not even a catchable ball the way where it was placed. I don't.
Well, yeah, I seen Jack Corper give him a shove towards the direction of the ball, so that might have been what you would see there.
It's a positive interference.
And Goon hands off. And some running room there as they get it up to about the 49-yard line inside Columbian territory. As Clark Norman on the carry. Senior running back for Clyde, 5'11", 203. First time we've called his name tonight. 2nd down and 4 for the Flyers. They bring that 4-receiver diamond set here on the near side of the formation. 1 receiver out far to the left, that's Ben Watt. And they look to Shortridge side, but they sling it out to Watt, and he is wide open to the 39, to the 35, and down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line is Ben Watt.
Oh, I like that.
And that was a nice play call. And, Tommy, they've been setting that up. It keeps showing them that look, and then they're running different plays out of that look. And that's how you deceive a defense, but they need more. They need more.
They kind of designed that almost like a disguised slot.
And now we got trips bunched here on the right side.
Empty slot.
Wing back on the right side of the formation. Ben Watt all by himself on the left side. Shotgun formation. Drake Goon steps back into the shotgun. Brings a man in motion. That's Shortridge. They're going to fake the pitch to Shortridge. Now they little shovel pass to the wing back who was waiting. And that's another one of those same plays they ran in the first quarter.
Norman did no favors trying to disguise what was going to happen on that play.
He didn't even try to block. He just set up in the backfield like, here, give me the ball.
I was like, why is he just sitting there at pass protection? Oh, because they're going to pitch it to him.
Goon in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. And Clark Norman, the wingback, on the right side of the formation. Drake Goon comes up to the line with the play formation.
No, that's just Norman right up the A-gap.
Oh. Goon rolls to his right, slings it over the middle. Brockington with the pick at the 2. And Damian Brockington up to the 15, to the 20. He's got blockers in front, and he's ridden out of bounds. Just past the 30, up to the 35-yard line. Damian Brockington on the interception. That's 3 turnovers by this TC defense here in the first half. Of course, turnovers brought to you by GINA Grandillo, attorney at law. And that's a big-time interception there by that TC defense, Tommy. As the Clyde Flyers were moving, they were starting to get some momentum, and they put the clamps down on that drive.
Just a bowling shoe ugly throw there by the senior signal caller. Thrust it into this position, and I didn't think they needed to force anything, Greg. I thought they had the drive going exactly the way the Flyers needed it to. Again, you're just trying to get this underneath a 30-point deficit. That way you don't come out of the second half facing the running clock. You had 1:25 to do something with it, and now you give the ball back to the Tornadoes.
Over the middle to Corper at the 40.
He's still not down.
And he's brought down at the 38-yard line. Jack Corper on the reception.
Why rush?
27-yard gain on the play. And Tiffin Columbian moves inside Clyde territory once again. 5 possessions, 5 scores for the Tornadoes here tonight. Rogo in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. He's looking at the far side. He's got a man down the sideline. That's Gooding, but he overthrows him just out of bounds. As he was trying to get it out in front of his receiver there, but just let him a little too much out of bounds. But they do stop the clock. 59 seconds left here in the first half. Tornadoes on top, 35-0. Don't forget, folks, we got a doubleheader for you here tonight, as we will be live right here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium for Game 2, as Tiffin Calvert hosts Margaretta for homecoming night. Tornadoes in the shotgun. Rogo back to pass. Looking. Steps up. Rolls to his left. Squares his body. Slings it down the left sideline. Incomplete. He was trying to find Hickman down there around the 18-yard line.
A little HUGO'S player of the week last week. A.J. Hickman in a huge capacity, helping TC secure that win on the road.
Well, last week we saw him extensively on defense. Here he's getting some looks on offense here tonight, as he kind of filled in for Talib Al-Zaquani while he was out, and that's how he got those opportunities. And that's huge for a guy like him because he's a young kid. He's getting that experience that's so valuable. It'll pay dividends down the road, and here he is getting opportunities on offense.
I was going to say, look at this, beef on beef.
Rogo keeps it and picks up about 7, maybe 6, up to the 33-yard line. 32 is where they'll mark him. It's going to be 4th down coming up here for Tiffin Columbian, but they call a timeout. Of course, timeout's brought to you by Hope in Fostoria.
That was a nice job by Cadence Cooksey, number 51, of getting some pressure there right off the snap and able to force Tiffin Columbian in a precarious position because, again, if Rogo would have converted there, that would have been the half there.
Absolutely.
Now decision time, 4th and 4. Do you want to get greedy or do you, it's like I say in this game, pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So we'll decide how greedy or of a little pig Columbia wants to be here.
And it looks like we're going to get another timeout here, I believe. As timeout on the other side as Clyde wants to talk things over a little bit here. So
Just step away real quick.
no, actually they didn't call timeout. They were just whistling to tell them, come on, guys, let's get back on the field. Let's go.
The classic, hey, guys, come on. That's a 30-second timeout. Let's go.
Tornadoes have it 4th and 4. Ball at the 32-yard line. Rogo in the shotgun. Oh, look at that sideline shot. Beautiful shot there by Austin Rodriguez. Rogo slings it over the middle. He's got Corper, and Corper comes up with the catch. Even though it was behind him, he goes back and snags that with the hands. Whew, what a beautiful catch by Jack Corper right there. That'll move the chains, and another UIS Insurance and Investments first down.
Look at Corper with this, just snatches it up.
Rogo slings it into the end zone. He's got Bryce in the back corner. Touchdown! Tiffin Columbian, the Brogo connection. Bryce comes down with it in the back of the end zone, and the Tornadoes take a 41-0 lead with 22 seconds left here in the first half. Wow. They're making it look easy out here, Tommy. I mean, that was just pitch and catch, like they were playing in the backyard.
So quick, I had to cut away from the replay there.
Whew. 41-0 is your score. Liam Kerr on to attempt the extra point. 22 seconds left here in the first half. And Kerr gets this one up and puts it through. And Tiffin Columbian extends their lead once again. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns for this offense here tonight, Tommy. We have yet to see Braylon Hallble in the punt team.
I was going to say, none of us, we all knew we were in for a long night, but the Clyde Flyers, they're definitely in for a long night if they can't make something happen here with 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, down 42-0. I mean,
let's check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as we'll wait for him to get a little closer to the press box so we don't have any mic cutout interference issues here.
42-0 here in game 1. Game 2, we'll have Calvert and Margaretta for that homecoming matchup. Just like Greggy's homecoming date, this one's getting ugly.
Ooh, ouch. So mean.
No, this game actually exists.
Jeez. That's right, folks. You got the A-team on the call this week. And brought back to the 33-yard line. Cam Shortridge on the return for Clyde. And just 17 seconds left here in the first half. We'll see what Clyde decides to do here, Tommy. Do you think maybe this is a situation where you just kind of maybe call a draw play, see if you can pick up some yards? Because you got the timeout in your back pocket. Call a draw, see what you pick up. If nothing, take it to the locker room. If you pick up 10 or more, call timeout, see if you can maybe sling together a play down the field. I don't know.
I think that kind of could be best case scenario. In all rights, you just kind of want to get out of the half here.
I would say that's probably the plan.
But, I mean, again, you haven't done yourself any favors going to the locker room.
Goon on the handoff and nothing doing there.
Old Fortney.
Maximus Fortney comes up to the stop. Chance Miracle on the carry, and that should do it for the first half. Your score, Tiffin Columbian 42, Clyde 0. That's the end of the first half. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We've got the Buckeye IT halftime show coming up next, where you'll see the Tiffin Columbian Marching Band and the Clyde Flyer Marching Band right after this. Let's step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back with that halftime performance, and then we'll check back in with you right about 3 minutes to go before the start of the second half. Once again, Tiffin Columbian 42, Clyde 0. You're watching high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership. Make sure to check out this week's edition of the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer by Josh Morgret on heartofohiosports.com. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144.
We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go, Heart of Ohio Sports.
Little HUGO'S is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little HUGO'S on West Market Street in Tiffin. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
2023 Clyde Flyers Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Jacob D'Onofrio, Assistant Director Lauren Eckersley, Percussion Advisor Justin Wright, and Majorette Advisor Dee Cart. We thank you for your attention this evening and hope you have enjoyed our show. Go Flyers!
Good afternoon, Tiffin. We direct your attention to the south side of the field as we welcome the pride of Tiffin Columbian High School, the 2023 edition of our Marching 120, the Tiffin Columbian Band, Flag Dance, and Majorette Squad. Our band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Meadows with Assistant Director Mr. Trenton Packer. Our Flag and Dance Squad are under the direction of Miss Danielle Blues, assisted by Brooke Tice and Katie Gillig. Our Majorette coach is Mrs. Casey Kilrani. Marching 120 loves to boogie down and dance. We continue with a big hit by the ever-popular singer Lizzo. This song was released just a year ago, and if you think Lizzo could rock this one out, you ain't seen nothing yet. Watch as our dancing band boogies to Lizzo's To Be Loved. We are the Tiffin Columbian Marching 120 Band, Flag, Dance, and Majorette Squad, and the 8th grade band from Tiffin Middle School. Tonight we'd like to thank our sponsors, Win Waste, Tiffin Paper, Heavy Water, 14 Music, and River Rat. A reminder that tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Clyde Stadium, there will be a Clyde band showcase featuring our band plus 9 others. We'd like to see you there. Hold your hands.
And we're back here live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, getting ready to start the second half. I want to thank our halftime show sponsor, Buckeye IT Services, for all their support throughout the season, allowing us to bring the halftime show to you. Apologize for the first half of the halftime show. We were adjusting some equipment and just fixing some connection issues, so we want to thank you for your patience as we work through those issues, and we should be good to go here for the second half. Tommy, we got a couple minutes here before the start of the third quarter. 42-0 is the score here between Clyde and Tiffin Columbian. And, you know, this is one of those games, Tommy, where, I mean,
it about started as good as it could have if you're a Tornado fan,
yeah,
about as bad as it could be if you're a Flyers fan. As we talk about just the first stanza of action here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, Tiffin Columbian able to force Clyde in a quick 3-and-out to start the game. And then after the second play from scrimmage, Damian Brockington off to the races for a huge touchdown score. And you fast forward to another Flyers turnover, to where, again, the Tornadoes able to put points off the board with another score off the at the third play by Damian Brockington for a 78-yard scampering touchdown score. So it's like, again, these Tornadoes, they had 4 possession, 4 scores, and then to really start
7 years ago,
and really started extending this lead out on the Flyers. And the Flyers, you know, how many turnovers did they have just in that first half? I believe 3.
I think it was 3 interceptions I know of for sure, yeah.
And then the fourth, then that time they went for it on 4th down. Yeah, they did throw the pick on that too.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's just nothing doing for these Flyers throughout the first 24 minutes of action in this SBC Lake Division matchup. And, you know, the Tornadoes are answering a lot of questions we had coming in here about being able to put together a complete game on both sides of the ball. As in my estimation, from what I've seen, this squad with that huge win over Chardon earlier to start the season, the expectations immediately shot up like a rocket. And then, you know, that loss to a very game and undefeated Bishop Watterson team on the road. The defense has really been what the question has been for this Tornado squad. As, you know, again, can this squad not get into shootout with other opponents and quality opponents to where they're playing catch-up in some instances in some games and not able to finish out that full 48 minutes. Tonight, Tiffin Columbian, man, they've done a tremendous job in all 3 phases of the game to be shutting out the Flyers here. 42-0 at Frost-Kalnow, and when they come out to start this second half of action, you know, again, you got Tiffin Columbian versus Clyde, but the Flyers are also going to be facing a second opponent in that running clock.
All right, let's send it down to our sideline reporter here. If he's ready, he's got a couple quotes for us from the offensive coordinator as he did a little reporting down on the sidelines during halftime. Eric, you're earning your paycheck this week. What's going on? Reporting? Yep.
Yeah, he should probably come over this way.
Just a little bit closer to the 50. There we go. Hey, I think we got you. All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we talked to offensive coordinator, and he looked right at me and said, "Is that enough action for you?" I said, "We loved it. We loved it." I said, "Can I assume that you guys are not going to let up in the second half?" He said, "No letting up."
So they're not taking the foot off the gas here at all. And there's the kickoff for the second half. Thanks to our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, for that insight and analysis. As Ben Watt on the return, trying to bring it back. And what an open field tackle there by Ryan Hook. Excellent job in special teams there as he comes up to make the play at the 20-yard line. Watt looked like he was reversing field, and Tommy, if he'd have beat that tackle, he probably had a lot of green in front of him. Nice job there by Hook on the tackle.
Well, Clyde on this first drive really has to make something happen. Only 7 first downs in that first half compared to Columbian's 17.
We'll go over the first half stats here in just a little bit, brought to you by, or thanks to Don Cook up here in the press box. As Goon kicks it out on the left side.
Sheds the tackle, sheds another one.
And I believe that was Watt on the reception.
Shortridge.
Was it Shortridge? Yeah, it was Shortridge. Or I thought that was number 3. That was Price Carter out there on the left side that caught that. It looked like it anyway, but either way, 2nd and 6. Goon hands it off, and the running back carries it up to about the 28-yard line, a couple yards shy of the first down. Tommy, let's talk about those Lee's Keys to the Game. Lee's Floor Covering, our sponsor for Keys to the Game here. In the second half, Clyde is facing 2 opponents, Tiffin Columbian and the running clock. What do the Flyers have to do here in the second half to be able to try to trim this one down and make it a respectable game and try to build some momentum for next week?
Yeah, be quick to the ball, but also, again, you have to be able to put points on the board to try to cut this deficit. That's not going to help.
Ooh. Drake Goon loses it in the backfield, able to recover, but falls on it there at the 21.5-yard line. But
as that's been the story for this Clyde offense, just nothing going, few miscues, forces now a 4th and 9 situation when they were facing 3rd and manageable, and that's really been the story of this one, Nate. So if you're Clyde, those Lee's Floor Covering Keys to the Game, you got to cut away at this deficit and make the most out of each opportunity you have with the ball. And that first possession coming out in the half didn't do you any favors facing a 42-0 deficit.
Shortridge back deep to punt, and he gets this one away. It's a high, wobbly punt, and it's going to take a Flyer bounce all the way inside Columbian territory down to the 40-yard line. So that's about a 40-yard punt there for Shortridge. 38 yards officially. And Tiffin Columbian will take over at their own 40-yard line. But yeah, if you're talking Lee's Floor Covering Keys to the Game here in the second half, I think Tiffin Columbian just needs to keep doing what they're doing, Tom. I think it's not really much to be said about that first half. I mean, 21 points in the first quarter, 21 points in the second quarter. They put up 210 yards rushing on just 15 attempts. And then they had 188 yards through the air. Braden Rogo, 13 of 17 for 188 yards. Now Keyshawn Seitz off the left side, got some running room to the 40 and out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Keyshawn Seitz adding his name.
Yep. Adding to the stat list as Damian Brockington in that first half. 202 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just his first half performance. Greg, I think you get over 100 yards rushing as a running back during the game and a tutty. You're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But 200.
First half?
200.
In a half. Rogo, handoff, Seitz. Keyshawn Seitz bullies his way forward for about a 3-yard, maybe 2.5, up to about the 38-yard line. Seitz on the carry.
Curtis.
We probably won't see a whole lot of Damian Brockington here in the second half, as why would you? you know, save your weapons, as this game is already in hand here. 2nd down and 7.
Blake Hershey and Curtis Dick in on the stop for the Flyers.
3 receivers set. Rogo out of the shotgun, brings a man in motion. That's Bryce Rogo. Settles on the left side of the formation.
Flyers are going to load 8 in the box.
Hand off to Seitz, and he's bottled up in the backfield and driven backwards. About a 1-yard loss on the play for Keyshawn Seitz, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Colbin Daniel, number 54, getting some pressure.
Brockington checking back in, as is A.J. Hickman.
Well, you talk about sharpening your skills. There's no question what Damian can do between the tackles. Now let's see if we see him down in that check down receiver spot, or that receiving back spot.
Rogo slings it down the field. He's got Corper, but he just overthrows him. I think Corper and Shortridge got a little tied up at the line of scrimmage, and Rogo just was going off timing, just trying to deliver that one.
What do you think about that play call there? They bring Brockington in on 3rd down, making everybody think, oh, they're going to pound the rock here. They're going to run it, and then he just slings it deep downfield, trying to catch him sleeping there on that one.
Yeah, I expected that, or like a quick screen over to Brockington or some kind of pass. Have you seen him used as a receiving back before in this offense?
And they'll have Liam Kerr come out here to handle the punting unit, as we've seen Braylon Auble handle punts here so far this year, mainly. And then last week we saw Braden Rogo punt one straight up in the air, landed behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Liam Kerr as he punts this one away. This is a high end-over-end punt. It'll go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, as let's see where the referee ends up. I'm thinking it's going to be sometime around the 17. Yeah, right there at the 17-yard line. Let's step aside, take a quick timeout, but we'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use. Building a platform for creators is one of our top priorities.
And we're back here, and Cam Shortridge on the reception picks up about 5 up to the 22-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Flyers. As I said, Tommy, they're battling 2 opponents here in the second half, but the first opponent, the opponent they started out with, they were able to get a stop on defense against that Columbian offense.
When you're facing the running clock, I mean, you got 1 foot in the grave and 1 on the banana peel.
Oof.
And it's tough sledding, pal.
4 receivers set. Drake Goon in the shotgun, 1 back in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, hand off to the running back, and he's got the first down.
Sheffield finds some open field.
Javen Sheffield, senior running back, 5'9", 172. First time we've seen him carry the ball here tonight, as he picks up about 8 on the carry, and that's good enough for a first down. Actually, he did have a couple of carries in the first half. Goon rolls to his right, slings it out right sideline, incomplete. They were looking for Jackson Dashner over there on the right side.
About took out Austin in the sideline camera there. I saw that on the screen there. He jumped right into the camera almost.
Of course, we have our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, down there. We'll check in with him in just a little bit here, as I understand he's got a correspondent down there on the sideline that wants to talk about what's going on here. And him and I had a little conversation about possibly making something happen here. We'll see if we can make it happen. Goon going to keep it.
Trying to make something happen himself there.
And picks up about 3 yards after the broken play there.
I'll tell you, that first quarter of this game seemed like it took 3 quarters for some reason. It seemed like the very first quarter lasted forever, and now this running clock's already sneaking up on you here. Under 5 minutes already. Seems like we just started this quarter.
Goon Handoff, and that defense was right there to make the stop.
It's a big number 55 on the offense there, trying his best to just say, no, stop.
Leo Diamantopoulos in on the stop.
It's just one of those moments where you knew you were beat.
4th down and 6 coming up here for the Flyers. They need to get it past the 42-yard line to convert. Offense on the field here. 4 receivers set.
What? Oh, that was a replay.
Yeah.
It looks so good, you fooled you and Tommy. Goon with the pass on the left side. Intercepted. Damian Brockington, look at that play. Woo!
Leaping.
Wow. What a play by Damian Brockington as he goes up and snags that one. Another turnover brought to you by GINA GRANDILLO, attorney at law.
And this running back's got hands on the defensive end.
Snatch it up.
With a Tommy Hall-sized vertical leap, jumping up into the air to grab that one out of the sky.
I think he might have jumped over Greggy on that one.
I mean, that's not that hard to do.
Eric says he has some injury news on Talib Al-Zakwani. We'll check in with him here in just a minute.
I wonder if he re-aggravated something.
Yeah, I hate to see any kind of an injury with him because
I thought he was going to be kind of touch and go.
Yeah.
Getting him kind of back into the rotation here. So, I mean, this might be one of those precautionary measures.
Handoff, Seitz, bounces it to the outside, off a tackler, and he's got it down to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up. Let's check in with Eric Hall, our sideline reporter here. He's got an injury update on Talib Al-Zakwani. Eric, what is going on down there?
Yeah, senior tight end Al-Zakwani. I saw him down here on the sidelines with one of those muscle guns working on his quad muscle, and then I saw Coach Lutz look. You're only going to be in on special teams now from now on. There's no point risking him for the rest of this game.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Thanks for that insight, Eric. Appreciate it once again. Eric Hall, our sideline reporter down there with Austin Rodriguez. Keyshawn Seitz on the carry. 2nd and 8. That's going to be a 3, maybe 4-yard loss on the play as the left side of that line kind of broke down. But I'll tell you, the Flyers were bringing some pressure off that side.
Yeah, Blake Hershey was not going to be stiff-armed on that one.
Yeah.
I hope that it's not the Margaretta buses coming in trying to find a place to park.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You may as well just keep circling around.
I just seen 2 big old school buses rolling down the hill here, and I was like, uh-oh.
I think actually they're going to go down to the Calvert Field
where they're having the
to warm up. That's what I think Calvert's doing today. They're warming down at their the Maletti Fieldhouse. So
I think you just
Rogo?
wanted to say Maletti Fieldhouse.
I did. Rogo over the middle. He's got a man down the sideline. Bryce Rogo on the reception at the 5-yard line. What a beautiful play by the Rogo brothers.
And Greg, you pull that up on a replay. Rogo connection. Again, if football doesn't work out for Bryce Rogo, he's definitely got a career in juggling. As you see the juggling act on display by Rogo to Rogo, right in his hand.
Way to come down with that one. And then he just does the I am him pose.
I'm seeing double here. 4 crustaceans as that juggling act gets the Tornadoes on the 4-yard line now.
1st and goal. Braden Rogo. Handoff, Keyshawn Seitz bounces off a tackler.
That's football right there.
And he's down just short of the goal line.
That was a man.
For sure that was in.
That's what I call a man play. Greggy?
That's
you know those
that's
goal
football.
line, those goal line plays.
Time to be a man.
Time to be a man. As Seitz lowers his shoulder, and he got the nose of the football right on the goal line.
Rogo in the shotgun here. Handoff, Seitz, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. Keyshawn Seitz punches it in from 1 yard out, and the Tornadoes extend their lead once again, now 48-0 with 39 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. All right, and folks, in between the 3rd and 4th quarters, we are going to keep it live as there is a presentation as part of the...
There's a lot going on down here tonight.
Yeah,
between both games.
Yeah, and then don't forget, After this game concludes, we'll have Calvert and Margaretta here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium for Calvert homecoming. And then over on the extreme, if that wasn't enough, we got Gibsonburg against Lakota over in Kansas.
I guess we are in Kansas anymore.
Dom Helmstetter chilling with Zach Dillon on the call over there in Kansas.
Yeah, and that's going to bring the end of the third there. But like you said, we're going to stick around here.
Yeah, we will stay with the field here as you see, Zach, if you don't mind, there's a group of people walking from the goal line there on the right side. If you don't mind zooming in on them. Yeah,
there you go.
That's what we're looking for. Thank you so much. Zach Blythe on the overhead cam doing an excellent job here today. And and this is
the donation presentation?
Yes.
And a colleague of Lindsay Cook. This week, the Tiffin and Clyde communities came together to join Brindley's brigade as she continues her fight against leukemia. We are proud and honored to announce that tonight, $3,412 for Dash for Cash was earned.
$3,412?
Wow.
$750 from T-shirt sales. The Columbian sports teams, $953. The Columbian athletic boosters, $903. Mr. Koch, $450 of his $900 from the 50-50 was donated as well for a grand total of $6,040.58.
That is just amazing.
If you would like to direct your attention to the scoreboard.
Once again, all in the name of Brindley's brigade. Brindley Cook.
Hey, yeah, get the camera on the
up on the scoreboard there. We got a little shot there. And there she is. Oh, she's so sweet.
Thank you to both communities for your support.
I have a little update here on Brindley's situation here. Brindley successfully completed her full week of chemo. Also had a blood transfusion earlier in the week. A platelet transfusion along with chemo are expected for Monday. Due to the intense nature of her treatments, her counts have taken a quick dive and her extremely low ANC level has made it her immunocompromised. That's why she is not here tonight. We're praying she doesn't develop a fever or start having other fever-like symptoms, both of which will require another hospital admission for this cycle. But on the upside, Brindley continues to be brave. We're soaking up the time we have at home. So she is home and she is comfortable, and they didn't want to take any chances by bringing her out here into the elements tonight. So once again, two communities coming together for one great cause here tonight.
And we could all hope to be as strong as Brindley. As, again, you know, it's bigger than football.
Flag flies in here at the end of the return. As we're here at the start of the fourth quarter. Tiffin Columbian leading Clyde 49-0. We'll take a moment and thank our sponsors here after this. And A.J. Hickman, I think, has just been ejected from the game.
Let's see what they're saying.
Unsportsmanlike against Tiffin Columbian.
We got Eric down there. I didn't even get to see what happened.
Yeah, Eric, thankfully I had your mic off for that, so didn't pick up any extracurriculars down there. But do you have any insight on what that penalty was about there? Eric, anything?
I didn't even.
Yeah. It's hit or miss with the mic tonight. I don't know what. There's just way too many people here.
Yeah, we've got a packed house here tonight.
There's a lot of people here tonight. 11:40 left here in the ball game. Clyde trailing 49-0. Handoff off the right side.
And you know, Nate, we talked about it being a packed house here tonight. We're not kidding. Let's see if we can get a look here at some of this.
Double booked stadium.
Yeah, and
made the best of a situation.
Margaretta bus is still sitting down there at the stop sign. Wait,
you see there, the packed house.
Wow.
Couldn't fit another fan in with a shoehorn.
And Bryson Patinko.
Jinx. Pajinxo. It's like you guys practice saying that in time.
But that was you getting your money's worth here tonight. If you came for the early game, you get to stay through for the second game too.
That's right.
Yeah, one ticket, good for both games. Don't get much better than that. Oh.
You know who also gets your money's worth? Are those watching Heart of Ohio Sports, getting to catch two great ball games back-to-back, live and paywall-free, thanks to our fine sponsors. Nate, if you want to go ahead and give them a quick shout-out.
Absolutely. We want to thank Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, sling it out right side, completes it to his receiver, as that one is Jackson Dashner on the reception. Once again, Little HUGO'S. We want to thank 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, BENCHWARMERS Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA Grandillo Attorney at Law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory. Our proud sponsors here this week on Heart of Ohio Sports, bringing you Columbian football right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. We have a timeout on the field. Tiffin Columbian wants to talk things over. We'll keep it right here for this timeout, brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Actually, Greg, let's go and we'll step aside, take a quick little break here. We'll be right back after this.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
And we're back here as that carry to the outside is good for about 7, maybe 8 yards. Lucas Hart on the stop puts the wood to him. I'm telling you, Tommy, that was a stick at the end of that one.
Absolutely. Now Clyde just trying to get some points on the board. Putting together an impressive drive here.
Handoff, left side.
Uh-oh.
And Flyers are going to be close to the goal line. They'll mark him down at the 1. As Cole Singstock on the carry for the Flyers. And the Flyers moving the ball now as they've got it at the 1 yard line.
Chucking mini footballs in the stands. I haven't seen that in a minute.
I liked how we stepped away for that quick break after Tiffin Columbian with a 49-0 lead took a timeout just so Judd Lutz could give some of his players the business.
Well, you got a lot of younger guys in now as they start to get the JV kids in, get a little experience here. This is valuable experience here for these young guys. And they fake the handoff, roll out to the right, and they catch the defense sleeping there as number 17, Dawson Jeffrey, was wide open there on the right side, and he comes down with it for the touchdown. So Jonathan Lance, sophomore quarterback, led the Flyers down the field on that drive and punches it in on a 1 yard touchdown pass.
Some of the old trickery there where you send the guy out the side. I love those type of goal line plays. They always seem to get you what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah. I love it. That was a great play.
Now, a nice reception there by Dawson Jeffrey puts the Flyers on the board.
Great call at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to save that one in the old memory bank because that's a great play.
That's a good one for Madden, huh? Tyler Soper on to attempt the extra point. Bryce Carter to hold. Snap is back. It's down off the turf. It bounces around, and the Tornadoes are going to cover it. And that'll be a no good on the PAT. 49-6 is your score. Tiffin Columbian all over the Flyers here. 7:52 left to play, but a flag on the field here. We'll keep it right here. We'll see what that call is. What's that flag about? Look at the Calvert coaching staff already bringing their equipment out, starting to set stuff up.
The defender jumped over the pile, and they're going to give him a re-kick here?
Yep. Jumped over the center, so they get another attempt at it.
They said it was 17 or something like that?
I believe so. Johnny Bremeyer called for the infraction.
Hey, you got a bit yet? Oh.
Yeah, you guys got about another half hour here before you can start coming in. What's going on here?
And there's going to tack that one on after the penalty.
And they do convert on the extra point, so it's a 42-point ball game. 7:38 left here in the fourth quarter. And we'll use this time to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here, because, folks, without them, we wouldn't be able to be here, I'm telling you. I want to thank you to Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little HUGO'S, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA GRANDILLO Attorney at Law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory. Of course, folks, I told you about our turnover sponsor here tonight, GINA GRANDILLO, and I'm telling you, this is somebody that, you know, a lot of Tiffinites are going to get a little bit more familiar with here over the next couple of months. But she's a lifelong resident of Tiffin, a Calvert graduate and an associate with James R. Gucker. They hold a lively legal practice in government, business law, and criminal defense. Call her office for all of your legal needs, as the Columbian return team is just going to fall on it at the 7-yard line. They're trying to pad some stats by getting that extra yardage there, maybe?
So what you're saying is if you had a bad rap in court and you needed your case turned over, you get a hold of her.
That's right. Just turn it over to GINA GRANDILLO. All right, so we're going to send it down to Eric Hall on the sideline, as he has a correspondent down there with him, and maybe a little junior reporter, as he's got some excited fans down there on the sideline. Let's check in with our sideline reporter. After this play, you know how that works, Eric, right? Watch this play. Let's see what happens. Oh, Nevin Newman checking in late here.
We got to wait for him to get out here.
And a handoff up the middle and a couple yards up to about the 11. All right, let's send it down to the sideline. Eric Hall is our sideline reporter. Who are you standing by with, Eric?
What's up, guys? I got one of Columbian's water boys here. What's your name?
Dominic.
Your name's Dominic. I see you here at all these games, all the home games, all the away games. You're always out there. Do you have a favorite player?
Yes, his number's number 3. Number 3, Brady Gooding.
Oh, BG3. Heck yeah, he's been our player of the game a few times. So, you don't have any brothers on the football team or anything?
No.
No, but you were telling me that you had a cousin on the flag squad, I believe?
Yes.
Very, very cool. Do you want to give anybody a shout out before we go?
Yes. Go Tornadoes.
Heck yeah.
And thanks for the dynamite drop in there, Eric. Appreciate that insight once again from our correspondent as well.
Not wearing that Tommy Hall jersey a game earlier. What's going on?
Well, they had to frame it for the Hall of Fame induction later in the year.
Right? That'll be the day.
Being a ball boy on the sideline at Columbia, man, that's something you'll probably grow up through all your days into high school remembering that.
Well, that's crazy, Greg. Is I remember the ball boy that we had, Coach Stacy's son, seeing him grow up, be in the Columbian uniform himself, and then seeing a lot of these athletes that make their way up to the program. Again, they're around the program their whole life.
Mm-hmm. It's like a family. It always starts at the roots there. Grow your way up through the system.
Zach Shawberry in at quarterback for the Tornadoes. Handoff on the play went to number 41. That's Hayden Miller. We got some new faces into the game now for Tiffin Columbian. As now it's 4th and 6, and you'll see the punt unit onto the field. .445 left here in the ball game. Tiffin Columbian pounding the Flyers. 49-7 is your score. It's about 6:30 here, and they say the Calvert game's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Kerr kicks that one straight up in the air, but it takes a Columbian bounce. as this one's going to go all the way to about the 45-yard line. Johnny Bremeyer will down it there. .425 left in the ball game. Flyers coming out for the next possession here. I'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was.
All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. A 6-yard gain on the play by the Flyers puts it at the 39-yard line. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Flyers. It's inside of 4 minutes to play here in the ball game. Once again, we had a substitution as Jonathan Lance in at quarterback for the Flyers now. Sophomore quarterback, 6 foot, 165. Handoff off the right side. And a nice run there by Cole Sengstock, as he's got it up to about the 25-yard line. About the 26 is where they mark him down. But that's a nice pickup there by the Flyers. And this is what you want. For the Flyers, you got to build some momentum for next week.
Well, you're going to have a unsportsmanlike, it's some jaw-jacking down there between these two squads.
Well, you said it, Tommy. They couldn't warm up together if they were.
I mean, why are we having extracurriculars during mop-up time? Like, what you got to...
Because they put guys like you in the game, and they just can't keep.
I mean, they are up for 42 points, so you got guys like me in the game.
Flyers out of the pistol. Handoff. Sengstock, the running back, carries it forward and picks up about 2, but a flag flies in at the end of the play. I think we might have a holding penalty, possibly. We'll see what the call is.
Come on, ref.
Well, they got to get their work in too, Tommy. I mean, they got to pick up the flag, wave it off. Yep.
You act like you're going somewhere.
Yeah, they're not starting that second game any earlier. I can guarantee you that. I wonder if that is an 8 o'clock strict start time, or if the official crew for this game is going to stick around and do the next one, and they're just like, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah, you never know, especially with it being a homecoming game and any festivities they have planned.
Sling it out left.
Oh, my goodness.
On the right side, it's incomplete.
Miscommunication there.
Receiver was not paying attention for that one, and the defender almost came up to make the play.
In Northwest Ohio, I think you pretty much do anything you want when it comes to football. But here on this play, defense is kind of on an island here.
Wow, the receiver just never even knew it was coming. Oh.
Lucas Hart nearly there to make the play for the Tornadoes. And Lance's pass is incomplete there. And we're down to 1:20 left here in the ball game. 4th down and 9 for the Flyers coming up here.
Lucas Hart, he's definitely been the hit man here on defense for these Tornadoes. We called his name out a couple times.
4th down, Lance into the end zone.
Wow, I think he
caught it.
Yes,
yeah, he did. He came down with it. Touchdown, Flyers.
Wow.
Craigie, you get to use the Flyer touchdown graphic. Oh, you already did.
Yeah. So you talk about threading a needle. I can't believe he just slung that one in there. And he came down with that.
That's such a crispy graphic. I love that.
Look at this. Threading the needle just between 3 defenders here.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 defenders there.
I'll tell you what, Lance has got an arm on him. For a sophomore quarterback, this kid might be worth a look here in the next couple weeks. And this is the opportunities you get at the end of the game where, that was a false start. Yep. Right side of the line jumped a little too quick. And that should probably be the end of the game now, as that clock's going to continue to roll.
Yeah, I don't even know if he'd be able to get the kick to get lined up and set again.
Call a timeout.
Yeah, 5 seconds. No, are they going to call timeout?
Well,
Somebody stopped it.
I think the ref motioned for the clock to be stopped, possibly.
They shouldn't. Yeah, either way. 6 seconds left.
And now it starts. They just stopped it until they got reset and then started it again.
Just let it roll. There you go. There we go. And that's the end of the ball game. Columbian with a 35-point victory over the Flyers, 49-14. Your final score as the Tornadoes stomp all over the Flyers' hopes here today. And Tiffin Columbian moves to 6-1 on the season. The Flyers fall to 4-3. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back with a postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, where we'll have our player of the game brought to you by Little Hugo's. It's coming up next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. You're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership. Make sure to check out this week's edition of the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer by Josh Morgret on heartofohiosports.com. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144.
We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Little HUGO'S is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business. You know them because of those famous Shred Fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little HUGO'S on West Market Street in Tiffin. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, and it's a final. 49-14 is your score as Tiffin Columbian just absolutely throttles Clyde here in front of the home crowd before the sun goes down. Yeah. Wow. Took care of business, Tommy. A running clock for the entire second half, and this Tiffin Columbian squad wanted to make a statement here tonight against the Flyers, and I think they did just that. They sent a message to the rest of the SBC Lake that this is the team to be reckoned with this year, and it's going to be a battle here down the stretch. You got a couple of key matchups coming up. You got Bellevue next week. We'll be on the call for that one, and then the week after that they'll travel to Norwalk to take on the Truckers. But then to finish out the season, they'll be right back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, you're tuned into the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show. Your final score 49-14, and Tommy, this one. We talked a lot about it at halftime about how this offense just high-powered, quick strike. You call them sudden. They're not quick, they're sudden. This offense has really kind of come into their own as this season has gone on. At the beginning of the year, they would go back and forth, whether they were a passing team one week, a running team the next week. Tonight you saw some balance. Obviously, the running game got going early with Brockington with a couple of those big touchdown runs. But the passing game got going as well after that. And, boy, they really kind of picked apart this Clyde defense, and they did whatever they wanted to do here tonight.
I think when Tiffin Columbian can put all three phases of the game together, they're one of the top teams in the state to be reckoned with. I had kind of questioned, why how Tiffin Columbian in the past has allowed a couple opponents to stay around and Tiffin Columbian not be able to finish games out handedly. And tonight was one of those examples of what you can do when you're able to put all of those phases together. Tiffin Columbian, we talked about it right out of the gate, able to force a 3-and-out right to start the game, then came up on the second play of offense, a huge touchdown scamper by Damian Brockington. You fast forward to the Clyde Flyer turnover. Damian Brockington on the next play, huge 78-yard touchdown scamper. The third play, again, now we're talking about just a huge bomb to Corper in the end zone for a huge touchdown reception to just continue to extend this lead. Tiffin Columbian's defense showed up and showed out and showed what can happen when you allow this Tornadoes offense to get clicking on all cylinders, and then this defense come out and make quick work of the offense. You give this high-powered offense so many chances with the ball to put you in scoring position, and tonight it equated to 49 points.
Well, Nate, do you think there was any coincidence in the fact that on the coach's corner this week, you alluded to the fact that Columbian had been outscored severely in the first quarter to start the games in every game that they've been in this year. And then they come out here tonight, and what was it, 21 in the first quarter?
Wow.
That's a great point, Greg.
It's like they made it a point after hearing that on the coach's corner, like, oh, you don't think we can score in the first? Oh, you don't think we can shut out the opponent in the first? Let's even up that stat a little bit.
Getting stomped in the first. Well, I ain't having that.
I mean, coming into tonight, they were outscored in the first quarter 65-27 coming into tonight. So they had been outscored by their opponents by almost 40 points. Well, I think they evened up that a little bit here tonight. I think it was 28-0 at the end of the first.
A lot of slow starts for these Tornadoes here so far this season, but not here tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
They were ready to play coming out of the gate. And, we talked with Coach Lutz at the coach's corner at Benchwarmers this past Tuesday night, and he was talking the question I had for him was, all right, so you got an early start here tonight. How do you get ready for this? Do you put anything extra into this? And is the start time and the fact that you're going to be playing the entire game in the sun, does that affect your game plan at all? And he said, no, we practice during this time of the day. So why would it be any different? They practice from 3 to 5 every day. It was just a little bit later than their practice time. And I'll tell you, Tommy, they made it look like practice out there the way they were playing pitch and catch.
They really did. They really played. It looked effortless out there.
Yeah.
Just an incredible showing by the Tornadoes here this evening.
All right, well, we do have our player of the game. What were we going to say, Tom?
I was going to say, well, tonight, again, we had played host to 2 back-to-back football games tonight. And if both squads, Tiffin Calvert hosting Margaretta in our second game tonight in our homecoming matchup, they're undefeated at 6-0, hosting Margaretta. You got Tiffin Columbian now sitting at 6-1. And as we get down the back half of the schedule here, there very well could be playoff implications at home where we might be in the same scenario in week 11 because there are no Saturday playoff games this year. It's all going to be Friday night lights. And tonight, again, we got a doubleheader for you right here on Heart of Ohio Sports as the sun goes down on Frost-Kalnow Stadium for the Friday day lights.
Friday afternoon lights?
Yeah, Friday afternoon lights. Now we're going to get ready for the Friday night lights between Tiffin Calvert and Margaretta.
Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 49, Clyde 14. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have our Little HUGO'S player of the game. That's coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144.
We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. You're watching high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership. Make sure to check out this week's edition of the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer by Josh Morgret on heartofohiosports.com. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Little HUGO'S is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little HUGO'S on West Market Street in Tiffin. It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium with our Little HUGO'S player of the game. Now, is it Maximus? Is it Max? What do you like? Maximus?
Yeah, it's Maximus, yeah.
That is awesome. I love it. Great name. Maximus Fortney, our Little HUGO'S player of the game. Young man, you had yourself a heck of a ball game along with the rest of the Tornadoes. But, man, you stand out on film. Every time we watch film, we go back and, look for highlights. I'm like, man, that kid is just balling out there, having a blast, too. You always got a smile on your face. Talk about just what it means to you to be a Tornado.
I mean, it's just completely different. I mean, I go to college games, college tours, and it's just crazy. Like, the amount of fans we have, it's insane. The amount of support we have, it's awesome.
So big win for you guys, obviously, over Clyde, 49-14. Now, talk about this win for you, because obviously it means a lot to this program. Anytime you get a chance to beat Clyde, that means a lot. But to put up 49 and to get a running clock in the second half, how much does this mean to this program?
Yeah, it was a big win. It was a big win. We game planned all week, so we weren't surprised when we put up 49 points, but we were pretty damn happy. So.
That's right. Absolutely. You got every reason to be happy. So let's talk big-time performance tonight by offense, defense, but really what stood out to me was in the trenches, man. You guys really dominated on both sides of the ball. What was your mindset coming into this one?
We just got to be the best guys out there. We got to be going out there and showing them that we want to be here and we want to win more than they do. So that's all we do.
Well, it was evident out there on the field.
Now, any breakfast incentives for you when you get all them pancakes out there? Because, like I said, man, I mean, you need to carry a bottle of maple syrup with you, because he had all the pancakes out there, and it led to some very impressive scoring drives. It almost seemed like, again, when you guys seemingly were able to score at will, that was really when you guys were able to control the tempos and control the line of scrimmage. So that was part of the reason why, again, Maximus Fortney, our Little HUGO'S player of the game, tremendous job on the – I mean, I can't – like I said, you are just a conditioned machine, being able to go out there on both sides of the ball. That's no easy task, and play at a high level and be productive and show out. Again, our Little HUGO'S player of the game, Maximus Fortney, the big hog molly, doing a tremendous job in the trenches to earn that one. Got a favorite little snacky over there at Little HUGO'S or what?
I love their sherbet.
Okay. You ever had a fresh squeezed lemon slush there?
Yeah, I have. Those are pretty good.
Those are delicious.
Rainbow Sherbet?
Yeah, Rainbow Sherbet. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Calm down, Grandma Kinn. But yeah, I'm glad to run into another sherbet guy, so you enjoy yourself with that.
Well, this right here is yours, young man. You got a $10 gift card to Little HUGO'S. That goes quite a far way. I mean, you can get a couple different things there at Little HUGO'S. And then we have some stickers for you as well.
Thank you very much.
Feel free to deck out your helmet. I mean, no. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you. Once again, our Little Hugo's player of the game, Maximus Fortney. You got any shout-outs you want to give?
Just my running back in the O-line. The boys in the trenches always busting their butts off every day, so thank you.
There you go. Once again, our Little Hugo's player of the game, Maximus Fortney for the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. 49-14, the final score. Thanks again, Max. Appreciate you. And all right, I think that's pretty much going to do it. We still have one more game coming to you live here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. But we're going to take a little break between games so we can get things reset and reset some titles on videos and stuff like that. And then, yeah, it's going to be a completely different video. So don't try to come back to the same video expecting it. You're just going to have to come back to the page here in about a half hour or so. And we'll be bringing you that one live once again right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tiffin Calvert versus Margaretta coming to you next here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. But for this one, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Tommy, any final thoughts here on this one?
Tornadoes, the sweet, sweet taste of victory in this huge SBC Lake matchup over the Flyers, 49-14. About the only thing that could be as sweet as Maryland's cookies that I'm about to tear into as we leave the call here.
You better get one quick because they go quick, let me tell you. All right, let's thank our sponsors one more time.
Right,
those are yours all in one bag?
Yeah.
I want to thank our sponsors once again for allowing us to be here. Thanks to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Buckeye IT Services, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Little Hugo's, 5-Star Maintenance, DAH Wraps, CLOUSE Electric, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Circle H Tire, SARA RIESEN Century 21 BOLTE in Tiffin, BENCHWARMERS Restaurant and Delivery, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Burns Electric, GINA GRANDILLO Attorney at Law, Pit Stop, and HOFFMAN-GOTTFRIED MACK Funeral Home and Crematory. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 49. They move on to 6-1 to face the Bellevue Redmen next week right here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And the Flyers 14. They fall to 4-3 on the season. That's going to do it for Tommy Hall and Greg Kinn and Austin Rodriguez and Eric Hall and Zach Blythe. I'm Nate Mullins signing off from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Have a great night, everybody, but don't go anywhere. We got another one coming to you just a little bit down the road.